All right, ladies quarterfinal preview. Iga Swiatek is out, but Jabeur's title hopes are still Ons. I'm sorry, I've been wanting to say that all day. But we have some amazing quarterfinal matchups here on the women's side of the Wimbledon 2022 draw. Some very unexpected players here. Some very heavy hitters, title contenders still here, like Halep, Ons, Jabeur, maybe sneakers in there like Rybakina. So let's take a look at these matchups. The final 8 remaining at the women's Wimbledon 2022 draw, presented by PointsBet Canada. Let's get into it. Here's the slice. All right, how are we feeling? We're kind of getting well into the second week here, and the quarterfinals is, when the tournament really starts to get hot. The players are here because they've won 4 matches already, and that's a big deal. 4 wins in a row means you're playing well, and you feel like you can probably beat a lot of players, maybe anyone, and maybe win the title. So the women's draw is full of unexpected players, as we've seen before. Some absolute Cinderella stories. Maria versus Niemeyer, the German dream. We got Bukova in there. We got Tomljanovic versus Rybakina. We also got Halep versus Anisimova, Jabeur. So just lots of great names, huge players, and it's going to be a different Wimbledon champion because, as I mentioned, and as you all saw, Iga Swiatek is out. I'm hoping she's kicking her feet up somewhere, taking like an ice bath, chilling out, maybe reveling in her glory a bit, being just like, yeah, I just won 37 matches in a row, 6 titles in a row, the French Open. Thanks for coming out, WTA. I'll see you on the hard courts. So she deserves her rest, absolutely. Before we get into it, the slice is presented by PointsBet Canada, our presenting sponsor and sportsbook partner. So if you're in Ontario and you want to bet on the tennis, do it on PointsBet, absolutely. They've been a great support to us. And we'll be taking a look at some of their odds when we look at these matchups that we got in the quarterfinals. So yeah, a little bit more word on Swiatek. I was not able to watch the match live because I was training back from being away, and then I watched the Kyrgios Stefanos match circus after that. But it just looked like, if you go back and watch Swiatek's press conference, it says it all. She's like, today just didn't start well, didn't have my best tennis, and then I tried a couple different things. They didn't work, so I went back to it, and then the match was kind of over. In the women's 3-set format, you don't have as much time to problem solve. We've seen that over and over and over, and it's just you're playing the top players in the world. I did say before that matchup with Cornet that I didn't feel like Cornet had much chance to hurt Swiatek, but what do I know? I watched her Cornet at the French Open take out Ostapenko, but she had the whole French crowd there. That's what I was saying. I thought that's what gave her magical powers, but no, she was able to take out Swiatek, but then lost in the next round. Anyways, so that's the end of the run, the Swiatek run. I'm actually happy, to maybe go back to some normalcy, being like, oh, is Swiatek going to win this tournament? She hasn't won one since the last, 2 tournaments ago. So it'll be interesting. But first matchup we got is Tomljanovic versus Rybakina. Now, Rybakina, interestingly enough, born in Moscow, Russian heritage, moved nationalities to Kazakhstan. So is this what if she goes and wins the tournament? Is that gonna totally blow it for Wimbledon's chance to stick it to Russia? Maybe, probably. So that's interesting. But she's playing Tomljanovic, and she's the favorite at 1.56 to Tomljanovic's 2.5 times her money. I understand that because Rybakina took out our Canadian Bianca Andreescu in the second round. She's ranked the 17th seed, and she hits an insanely big ball. She's got a massive serve, massive forehand, massive backhand. It's like Karolina Pliskova, but almost better in my opinion. So she's really solid. Tomljanovic has had a great run to the quarters, but I'm rolling with Rybakina for sure. And then we got Halep and Anisimova. Now this is, to me, the best matchup in the quarterfinals for sure. We got Simona Halep, the veteran, won Wimbledon 2019, versus the young American upstart. And interestingly enough, Darren Cahill, who I think is just commentating right now, coached, obviously, Halep for a long time to that Wimbledon title, to the French Open title in 2018. And then Darren Cahill coached Anisimova for a little bit, so he's got his paws all over that matchup. Weird term, shouldn't have said that. They're both games. They have different games. Halep's obviously an all-quarter great counterpuncher. Anisimova is an amazing power player. So we'll see if the veteran can give a little lesson to the younger person on tomorrow's challenge today's challenge. The odds are 1.42 for Halep. She's the favorite versus almost 3 times her money, 2.95 for Anisimova. So I see some value there in Anisimova for sure, because I think this could be pretty close. But we'll have to wait and see. But I would lean Halep, but definitely upset potential. Because right now, if you look at the outright odds to win on PointsBet, Halep is the number one most likely player, according to them. 2.75 to win the whole title. Ons, Jabeur at 2.9, and then Rybakina at 7.5, and Anisimova at 7.5. So pretty interesting stuff. I don't think a lot of people know what's going to happen from here on out. Then we got Bukova versus Jabeur, who I like Jabeur coming through this one for sure. She's just been so good on the grass. She likes to slice it up. She likes to change it up. And she really looks like somebody who's just like quietly going about her business at this tournament and is going to end up winning it. I don't know. Does anyone else have that feeling? I have that feeling. And I feel like she's such a pro. She's the highest ranked seed by a long shot here. So she's been having the best year out of anyone here by a long shot. So if you just have to go based on form, I think that's a pretty solid pick. And lastly, the German sensation matchup, Maria versus Niemeyer. Just both great Cinderella stories, great players from Germany. You know, at Bad Homburg, I think I saw both of them in the draw there. I think Niemeyer lost to Bianca Andreescu back at the French Open round 1, or Porsche Grand Prix round 1, actually. And, huge ball, has a very big game, very strong. And I saw Maria at Bad Homburg, and I was like, oh, another German player. I don't know. I think she was like a wild card there. Now they're both in the quarterfinals of Wimbledon. It's amazing. It's the tournament of dreams. Players can make runs. Players can make things happen. So if I had to pick there, I think I would go Niemeyer. She's a favorite on money. And, yeah, she's got a huge game. Works great for the grass. So in my picks, it would be Rybakina versus Halep, Jabeur versus Niemeyer in the semifinals of Wimbledon. Let's see if I'm right. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. Let me know your reaction and your congratulations to SWIATEK's run. It was amazing. It was historic. And what do you guys think is going to happen for the rest of the tournament? Let me know. That was the slice from my perspective. Give me yours in the comment section below. Follow me on Twitter. Follow us all on Instagram. And get around our stuff that's coming out daily covering Wimbledon. Thanks for being here.